All right, it is Friday, June 2nd, 2023, and I'm 3-0 in my last three $1.99 daily best plays on my website. And the good news is I have another $1.99 daily best play going off here this evening. And if you sign up for that membership here today, you're going to get access to that package every single day for the next 30 days. The math works out to be just 6 cents a day if you sign up for that membership. And once again, that website is patreon.com/BrockPage. And with that, let's go ahead and dive into some free content. We're going to take a look at the Brewers at the Reds, 5:10 Eastern start time. Milwaukee's minus 185, totals 10. Corbin Burnes for Milwaukee, Brandon Williamson for Cincinnati. And out of just 14-plus innings, Williamson's got an ERA in the fives along with a 1.47 whip. And when it comes to offensive production, these Reds hitters are having a tough time making contact. They're striking out 9.2 times a game. They're facing Corbin Burnes on the other side, who's got 59 strikeouts and a 1.19 whip. And in Milwaukee's last 10 meetings with Cincinnati, the Brewers held the Reds to just 3.5 runs a game. Adames and Winker are still out for Milwaukee. TJ Friedel's questionable for Cincinnati. The Reds are 8-2 to the over in their last 10. They also saw 6 out of their last 9 divisional home games get over the total. Give me the Brewers minus 185, over 10. Next game, A's Marlins, 640 East. Miami's $2, totals 8.5. Edward Cabrera for Miami. Shintaro Fujinami for Oakland. Now, Fuji's just 2-5 on the year with an ERA of 12. The A's allow more runs a game than any other team, and they do have the worst record in baseball. They're facing a Miami club who's fared quite well against the American League. They're 7-2 in their last 9 interleague ball games. These guys are also in the top 10 in hits per game. Jorge Soler's third in the bigs with 17 home runs. Luis Arias leads the majors with a staggering .382 batting average. Garcia and Chisholm are still out for Miami. The Marlins did see 6 out of their last 9 interleague contests stay under the line. Oakland went 7-3 to the under in their last 10. Miami Marlins minus 1.5, under 8 and a hook. Next game, Phillies Nationals, 7:05 East. Phillies minus 180, totals 8. Zach Wheeler for the Titans, Josiah Gray for Washington. Gray's got a handful of wins on the season with an ERA in the 2s. These Nationals hitters also strike out fewer times a game at the plate than any other lineup in baseball. Joey Meneses leads the club in batting average, hits, and RBI. Meanwhile, Jeimer Candelario's got the highest qualifying OPS in the lineup. They're facing a Phillies team who lost their last 4 straight, and they produced just 7 total runs in those losses. And when Philadelphia plays on the road, they simply can't score. The Phils are averaging only 3.8 runs a game away from the bank. Alec Boehm's out with a hammy. Robles still out for Washington. 8 out of these teams' last 10 meetings did get over the number. So if you're into historical trends, plenty of overs to go around. The Nationals also saw the over cash in 6 out of their last 10 themselves. Give me Washington plus 1.5, over 8. Next ball game, Cards, Buccos, 7:05 East. St. Louis is minus 135, totals 9.5. Jack Flaherty for St. Louis, Ronzi Contreras for Pittsburgh. Now, Ronzi's just 3-4 in the season with a 1.38 whip. These Pittsburgh lineups also, these Pittsburgh hitters also have a tough time scoring in the Steel City. They're currently in the bottom 5 in runs per game at home. They're facing Jack Flaherty on the other side, who's got 58 punch-outs and averages a strikeout an inning. The Cards as a team, they also have a top 10 run-producing lineup. Nolan Gorman's 7th in the bigs in RBI, 9th in OPS. Meanwhile, Paulie Goldschmidt leads the lineup here today in batting average and has an OPS in the 900s. O'Neill and Carlson are still out for the Cards. Nootbaar is questionable. Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, Carlos Santana's questionable for them. The Pirates saw their last 4 divisional games at PNC Park fall under the line. They're also 9-2 to the under in all of their contests against the NL Central. Now, St. Louis went 60% to the under in their last 10 themselves. Give me the Cardinals -135, under 9.5. Next matchup, Rays, Red Sox, 7:10 Eastern start time. Tampa Bay's -130, totals 9. Tyler Glasnow for Tampa Bay, Garrett Whitlock for Boston. Now, Whitlock's going to have his hands full here today with these Tampa hitters. He already comes into today's matchup with an ERA in the 5s. And no real surprise here, guys. The Red Sox are allowing just about 6 runs a game at Fenway. Now, they're facing a Tampa lineup on the other side who currently leads the majors in hits per game on the road. Yandy Diaz has the 3rd highest OPS average in the bigs. Meanwhile, Randy Arozarena's got 40 RBI and an OPS in the 900s. Now, injury-wise, Wander Franco's questionable for the Rays. Arroyo and Chang still out for Boston. The Red Sox saw all 7 of their divisional home games this year get over the line. They're actually 12-2 to the over in all of their contests against the AL East. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay's gone 67% to the over within divisional competition. Give me the Rays -130, over 9. Next matchup, some more interleague play. Blue Jays, Mets, 7:10 Eastern start time. Mets are -130, totals 8.5. Justin Verlander for New York, Chris Bassett for Toronto. Now, Bassett's got a handful of wins with an ERA in the 3s. The righty's also got a solid 1.15 whip. And even if Bassett struggles on the mound, he's backed by one of the better hitting lineups in baseball. The Jays average just about double-digit hits a game on the road. Bo Bichette's hitting .332. He's actually 3rd in the majors in that batting average category. Meanwhile, Vlad Guerrero and Matt Chapman, they have 65 RBI between the both of them. Now they're facing Justin Verlander, who's got only 2 wins on the season, along with an ERA close to 5. Now, the Mets are also having a tough time getting base runners in Flushing, Queens. They have a bottom 5 hit-producing lineup at home. Jansen and Espinal are still out for Toronto. Brandon Belt is questionable. Now, 5 out of the Jays' last 7 on the road did get over the total. Meanwhile, New York went 4-2 to the over in their last 6 interleague contests at Citi Field. Give me Toronto plus $1.10, over 8.5. Next contest, a little divisional play here. I'm talking about the Mariners at the Rangers, 8:05 Eastern first pitch. Seattle's -$1.20 on the road, totals 8. Luis Castillo for Seattle, John Gray for Texas. Now, Johnny Gray has been very good this season. He's 5-1 with an ERA in the 2s. The Rangers also have the best hitting lineup in baseball right now. They're currently leading the league in runs and hits per game. Adolis Garcia is the league leader in RBI. Marcus Semien leads the roster in hits. Now they're facing a Seattle club on the other side who has one of the worst hitting lineups in the game. And as a matter of fact, these guys are currently striking out 10.3 times a game on the road. They're averaging double-digit strikeouts away from their home field. Now, Seattle's also in the bottom 5 in hits per game. That's no real surprise there. Dylan Moore is still out for Seattle. The Mariners are 63% to the under against the AL West. 6 out of the Rangers' last 10 ball games stayed under the total themselves. Give me the Rangers plus $1, under 8. Next contest I have for you, it is going to be Guardians at the Twins, 8:10 Eastern start time. Minnesota's -135, totals 8.5. Bailey Ober for Minnesota, Aaron Savali for Cleveland. Now, Savali's backed by one of the worst hitting lineups in baseball. These guys are scoring fewer runs a game than any other team in the bigs besides one. And in their divisional contests this season, the Guardians got the W in just 6 out of 16 games against the AL Central. And they're facing a Minnesota club who does a nice job producing runs at Target Field. They're currently a top 10 run-producing team at home. They also have Bailey Ober on the mound here today, and he's been really good. He's actually been solid through 40-plus innings this year. He's got an ERA in the twos along with a 1.02 whip. Now, Correa, Buxton, and Kepler are questionable for Minnesota. Gordon and Larnach are still out. Now, for Cleveland on the other side, Josh Naylor's questionable for them. 7 out of the Guardians' last 10 head-to-head meetings with the Twins did stay under the number. Meanwhile, Cleveland also went 7-3 to the under in their last 10 this season. Now, Minnesota's 11-6 to the under against divisional opponents. Give me the Twins minus 135, under 8.5. Next matchup, Rockies, Royals, 8:10 Eastern start time. KC's $1.20, totals 9.5. Jordan Lyles for the Royals, Chase Anderson for Colorado. Now, Anderson's yet to allow an earned run after a handful of innings. He's also backed by a Colorado lineup who's in the top 5 in the National League in hits. Elias Diaz leads the roster in batting average and hits. Charlie Blackmon and Ryan McMahon, they also have over 50 RBI between the both of them. Now they're facing Jordan Lyles on the mound, who's arguably the worst starter in baseball. Lyles is 0-9 with an ERA in the 7s. And out of 29 total contests at Kauffman Stadium this year, the Royals got the W only 8 times. Now, injury-wise, Crone and Bryant are still out for the Rockies. When it comes to the total, 4 out of KC's last 6 interleague home games did get over. Give me Colorado plus $1, over 9.5. Next contest, Tigers, White Sox, 8:10 Eastern start time. This game's currently off the board. Reese Olson possible for Detroit. No confirmed starter yet for Chicago. But regardless of who throws out the first pitch for the Sox, this is a Chicago lineup who's really starting to improve. They're now currently in the top 10 in the bigs in hits per game. Andrew Benintendi leads the roster in hits. Andrew Vaughn's got the most RBI. Now they're facing a Detroit lineup on the other side of things, who actually scores fewer runs a game than any other lineup besides one. When it comes to the injury list, Vierling, Green, and Carpenter are out for the Tigers. Andrews and Hamilton still inactive for Chicago. Give me the White Sox money line. Next matchup I have for you, it is going to be Angels at the Astros, 8:10 Eastern start time. Houston's $1.35, totals 8. Framber Valdez for the Stros, Shohei Ohtani for Los Angeles. The show's 5-1 with an ERA in the 2s. He's also got 90 strikeouts and just 65 innings of work, as well as a .95 whip. And even if Show struggles, the Angels have a top 10 hit-producing lineup on the road. Mike Trout's got 13 homers and 31 RBI. Meanwhile, Gio Urshela leads the club in hits. They're going to face a Houston lineup here today who struggles getting on base at home. These guys are averaging just 7.6 hits a game at Minute Maid Park. They're also in the bottom 10 in walks per 9 at the dish. Michael Brantley's still out for the Astros. 7 out of Houston's last 10 meetings with Los Angeles did fall under the total. So once again, if you're into historical trends, certainly want to think about that one there. The Astros also saw 5 out of their last 7 divisional home games stay under the total. Give me the Angels plus $1.15, under 8. Next matchup, Braves, D-backs, 9:40 Eastern first pitch. Atlanta's minus $1.25 on the road, totals 9. Charlie Morton for Atlanta, Merrill Kelly for Arizona. Now Kelly's 6-3 with an ERA in the 2s. He's also backed by a top 5 run-producing lineup. Lourdes Gurriel, he leads the roster in batting average and hits. Christian Walker's got the most homers and RBI in the organization. Now the Diamondbacks are facing Charlie Morton, who's got a handful of losses on the season and a 1.47 whip. Meanwhile, as a team, the Braves lost 4 out of their last 6, and they average only 2 runs a game in those losses. Now Atlanta saw their last 3 straight road games stay under the total. They also went 60% to the under in their last 10 at any location. Arizona went 5-2 to the under in their last 7 at Chase Field. Give me the Diamondbacks plus 105, under 9. Next matchup, Cubs, Padres, 9:40 Eastern first pitch. San Diego's minus 175, totals 8.5. Michael Wacha for San Diego, Jameson Taillon for Chicago. Now Taillon's 0-3 with an ERA in the 8s. The Chicago hitters are also averaging double-digit strikeouts a game on the road at the plate. They're facing Michael Wacha on the bump for the Pods, and he's been solid. Wacha's 5-1 with a 1.10 whip. These San Diego pitchers are also in the top 5 and fewest hits allowed per game. Manny Machado is still out for San Diego. Cody Bellinger is inactive for the Cubs. Chicago's 14-10 at the over when they bat first. They also saw the over cash in Jameson Taillon's last 4 straight starts. No real surprise there. Give me the Padres minus 175, over 8.5. Next contest, Yankees-Dodgers, 10:10 Eastern first pitch. The LA Dodgers are minus 135, totals 8.5. Clayton Kershaw for Los Angeles, Luis Severino for New York. Now, total-wise, the Yankees did see 67% of their interleague ball games this year stay under the total. The under also cashed in both of Severino's starts this season. When it comes to selecting a winner in this one, this game's being featured as my chairman play on my website. But as far as making a free pick is concerned, give me the under 8.5. Next and final matchup for the video, it's going to be in the Orioles-Giants game, 10:15 Eastern start time. San Francisco's minus 160, totals 8 runs. Logan Webb for the Giants, Dean Kramer for Baltimore. Now Kramer's 5-2 on the year with 48 strikeouts. He's also backed by a top 3 run-producing lineup on the road. Adley Rutschman leads the club in hits. Cedric Mullins has a team-best 39 runs batted in. They're facing Logan Webb, who's just 4-5 on the season. And even if Webb throws well, these Giants hitters have been lackluster at best. They're actually a bottom 10 run-producing team at home. And they're striking out more times a game at the plate than any other club in the league besides one. Certainly a bad job there. Now, Conforto's questionable. Peterson and Estrada are still out. When it comes to the total, 4 out of the Giants' last 6 ball games did get over the number. Meanwhile, Baltimore is 18-9 to the over, away from Camden Yards. Give me the O's plus 1.5, over 8. And with that, guys, now it's time for our quick pick recap. Give me the Brewers minus 185, over 10. Miami minus 1.5, under 8.5 runs. Washington plus 1.5, over 8. I'm 3-0. My last 3 $1.99 daily best plays on my website. St. Louis minus 135, under 9.5. Tampa Bay minus 130, over 9. Toronto plus $1.10, over 8.5. Texas plus $1, under 8. Minnesota minus 135, under 8.5. Colorado plus $1, over 9.5. Chicago White Sox getting the job done for some money line cash. LA Angels plus $1.15, under 8. Arizona Diamondbacks plus 105, under 9. San Diego minus 175, over 8.5. Give me the under 8.5 runs in the Yankees-Dodgers game. With my next and final pick for the video, give me Baltimore plus 1.5, over 8 runs. And with that, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my website. Now, if you guys do end up signing up for a membership on patreon.com/BrockPage, just a friendly reminder, you're going to get access to that membership for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, guys, you're also going to get access to all of my cheaper memberships absolutely free. They're going to be included with your purchase. And that's why I always tell folks that Chairman package, it's a full access, all-inclusive membership. You get access to every single personal play of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, you also get access to my Chairman podcast, absolutely free. It's going to be included with your purchase. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, guys, happy Friday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.